Does intermittent fasting really work? Well, I'm going to share with you some surprising findings in this video right here on the good old whiteboard, so don't go anywhere. Hey guys, Yuri Elkaim here, New York Times bestselling author, renowned holistic nutritionist and fitness expert, and the man who's going to help you live a healthier, fitter, and more prosperous life. And in this video, I've whipped out the fancy whiteboard to walk you through not only my beautiful artistic drawings, but to show you the science-backed reasons why intermittent fasting is so important, so powerful, so easy to use, and so beneficial for almost all human beings. Now, if you want the actual references to the studies and information I'm about to share with you here, I would strongly recommend you download my free resource called the Intermittent Fasting Cheat Sheet, which will give you the scientifically backed answers to 19 of the most common questions and myths about intermittent fasting, along with the 3 most common protocols you can use to get the most benefit from intermittent fasting safely and effectively. Okay, you can do that by clicking on the links somewhere on this video or in the description below. Now let's jump right into these benefits. Okay, how does it work? What does it work? Does it work? Okay, so I've been doing this for a long period of time. If you've been watching my videos, you'll know that I've been around for a long time. I've been in the health and fitness space for 20 years. Specifically on YouTube, I think almost 11 years now. It's crazy. But in this time, I've helped over 500,000 men and women have more energy, lose weight, improve their health. And one of the things I've consistently seen as we prescribe intermittent fasting is this: better mental clarity, easier weight loss, improved or reduction of cravings, more energy. Just there's so many different parameters that are helped by not eating for 16 to 24 hours. So you'd think that not eating for a day would have detrimental effects on your body, because we've all been told if you don't eat, your body's going to go into starvation mode and it's going to hold on to fats. Well, I talk about that in another video in this kind of intermittent fasting series, and it's completely false unless you're fasting for several days or weeks at a time. But what does happen with fasting, and one of the most common concerns, is this: you're not going to lose muscle mass if you do a one-day fast. And here's why. Fasting, deep sleep, and intense short period exercise have all been shown to be one of or 3 of the most prominent culprits behind increasing human growth hormone. Now, human growth hormone, in case you don't know, is one of the biggest important precursors to muscle growth and muscle maintenance. So think about this. We do something that increases growth hormone. Is that going to eat away our muscles or preserve them? It's going to preserve them, right? So muscle mass, again, we're not saying fasting for 30 days in a row. We're saying one day. Increasing growth hormone preserves muscle mass. You have nothing to worry about, guys. Guys, specifically, if you want to pack on the muscles, growth hormone is important, right? One of the ways to improve growth hormone is to not eat for 16 to 24 hours. Cool? Again, just one time per week is all you need. Now, the second thing, we'll just check that off as done. This is like 4, I'm going to share with you 4 things here of dozens. Like, I don't even have space on the whiteboard to fit this all in. Second is we have lower insulin. And in case you don't know, insulin is a storage hormone that is secreted when our blood sugar rises. So if we have food, carbohydrates, sugar, sometimes protein, insulin rises to take all that blood sugar and move it out of the bloodstream to bring the blood sugar back to normal. So insulin is a storage hormone. It is an anabolic hormone. If it's high all the time, which happens when people eat all the time, hey, you should have 5 to 6 meals per day because your metabolism is going to shut down. Nonsense. What ends up happening is that you keep your insulin high, you turn your body into a metabolic wasteland, and that creates inflammation, disease, all sorts of stuff. On the flip side, when we don't eat for a day, insulin lowers down. So if we're not storing, what are we doing instead? We are breaking down and burning. So when we have low insulin, the flip hormone to insulin is known as glucagon. Both are secreted by the pancreas, and glucagon, high glucagon, low insulin, stimulates increased fat loss. That's just one of the many mechanisms behind increased fat loss. There's also cellular things like uncoupling protein, mRNA. don't worry about that stuff, but just keep things at a simple level here. You have low insulin, higher glucagon, you have increased fat loss. Now, there's another thing that's going to help with fat loss is right here, and I'll just put this in here. When you're in a fasted state, your body secretes more norepinephrine and more epinephrine. And both of these hormones, or catecholamines as they're known, are going to shuttle around your body. They're going to go to your fat cells and they're going to say, hey, we need you to be broken down, to be mobilized for energy. So therefore, again, you're not in the storage mode, you're in the breakdown mode. Your body says, if we're not getting calories coming in, we need to produce our own energy. We need to produce from our own fuel sources. And that's where you have things like glucagon, norepinephrine, and epinephrine, which are different hormones, to break down stored fat, to give your body what it needs, and to improve fat loss. Good? Now, as a general rule, the reason fasting is so important, and this has been shown in the research, is that what it does, think about it this way, is it kind of creates a force field around the cells of your body. So this would be a cell in your body. This is your nucleus, let's just say. And what this does is over time, fasting creates this force field that protects your cells. Now you are made up of trillions of cells. If you look at your skin, every single speck of skin is made up of millions of cells. Each one of those cells, or we are a reflection of the health of each one of those cells. So one of the ways this happens is we have a reduction in oxidative damage, free radical damage as an example, when we're fasting, because we're not taking in all these, all these things like alcohol, bad food choices, stuff like that. So we have lower oxidative damage, and at the same time, we increase our resistance to stress. This is important. This is the same reason why Scandinavian countries leave their babies in the stroller outside in the winter. In North America, we have these old wives' tales like, hey, you're gonna catch a cold. It doesn't happen. What happens is when you subject your body to a stress, it has to kind of raise the bar. It has to meet that stress and create a resistance. It's the same thing with exercise. If the exercise is foreign to your body has to adapt and get stronger. That's what happens with this. When you don't eat, that's a stress on your body, right? We're not doing too much of it. It's 1 day a week. And over time, your body creates resistance to stress. So in general, your body is healthier. It's more able to adapt to different stressors. And because you're giving it a healthy stress in this sense, you're giving your cells the ability to strengthen and not be kind of babied and spoon-fed every step of the way. So yes, intermittent fasting absolutely does work. We have hundreds and hundreds of case studies of men and women who've gone through these protocols that we've walked them through with our various programs. And again, if you want help with this stuff, download the intermittent fasting cheat sheet. It's the simplest way to start. You'll know exactly how to start doing this really simply, safely, and effectively. And if you want all the scientific research, like the resources that I'm talking about, like the studies, you can see them yourself, just get the cheat sheet. I have referenced all that stuff there so you can check it out so that you know that I'm not just making stuff out of thin air here. So if you've enjoyed this, save it, share with a friend, subscribe to the channel. And yeah, thank you for taking a couple minutes out of your day to enjoy my drawings. And hopefully this has inspired you to try a fast 1 time per week and enjoy some awesome results. I'll see you soon, guys.